Hey, what's up guys, Matt here. Some of my favorite videos on YouTube are setup tour videos, whether it be your phone, your room, your desk, or even your whole house. I really like watching these videos because it gives you ideas of things that you could do in your own life, whether it be new apps that you discover or just new ways of getting things done with someone's desk setup. It's a really good way of discovering new things, and I really enjoy it. Now, one of my most requested videos is a what's on my phone video, and that's what this is. I'm hoping you guys can get something out of this and find something new that you didn't know existed that can apply to your everyday life. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now before I tell you what's on my phone, I have to tell you what my phone is. And right now I'm using the iPhone 5S. Now I have the unique privilege to actually use pretty much every single phone that's on the market, but I always come back to the iPhone. There's something about it that really just works with my lifestyle. I love the great design, I love the design of the apps more importantly, and really it just works with what I do. It's my personal choice. I know some of you guys have different choices, but for me, this works. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about all of my apps. Now this is a jailbroken device, but I'm not really going to go over that because most of the stuff that I have is just small tweaks and enhancements to iOS 7 that really don't affect anything of the phone itself. If you want to see some of those tweaks, you can check out my video on the top iOS 7 jailbreak tweaks, and that is in my videos. So go check that out if you want to see that. But this time I'm just going to go over all the apps and see how you guys like it. So on top I have my phone, the calendar, the Photos app, and the Camera app. These are all the stock apps that come with the phone. I like them, they work pretty well for me. Then beneath that I have the YouTube app, I have the Weather app, the Maps folder, and in here I have the Stock Maps app, I have Google Maps, which I use for all of my navigating, and I have Waves, which is a great social map app, which really all I use it for is when I go on trips, which I've been doing lately. And it's really great to see when cops are coming and when there's obstructions on the road and stuff like that. It's a social map app, so it's constantly being updated, and it's really, really a lifesaver when you're on the road. Next to that, I have the stock clock, which I use for my alarms and whatnot. Then I have a Miscellaneous folder, and in here there's just a whole bunch of apps that I need, but I don't really use every single day. I have the Google app, I have the Weather channel, I have high-def radar, and mainly I use these when I want to get a little bit more in-depth information on the weather. Then I have If This Then That, which is a great app. It really lets you do a lot of recipe things. So you can say, I can set it that if the forecast tomorrow is going to be raining, I can set it to send me a text message, so I'll know that and I won't have to even think about it. It'll just automatically do that. You can do that with a whole bunch of different services like Evernote and with your calendar and stuff like that. It's really a great service. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Then I have the Vimeo app, I have Skype, I have WordLens, which is a great augmented reality app that really translates languages in real time using your camera. It's pretty cool. I have a video on that called my top 5 augmented reality apps. Be sure to go check that out. Then I have the Kaiser Permanente app, which is for setting up appointments and stuff like that, because that is my hospital. Then I have Jack Threads, which is a great company that specializes in men's clothing at a discount, and I've bought a ton of stuff from them. It's really a great app. I highly suggest you go check it out. It's also a web service, but the app is pretty nice for when you're on the go. Then I have Google Translate. Then I have Pop, which is a great prototyping app for when you're building an app. So basically you can take sketches and upload it to this app and then designate different buttons and commands to each different thing and make the app work like you're going to make it work in the end. It's pretty cool. So you can see here it's just sketched out, but these little green areas are where you can designate a task so that it will actually work. So this is going to be the accounts button, so if you were to click that, it would take you to the accounts page. Even though this is just a drawing, you can make it work, and it's great just to get an idea of what your app might feel like. Then I have the Square Register, which I've never actually used. It's just something that I figured it's good to have around. You never know. Next to that, I have the Photo and Video folder, and this is where I keep all my photo and video stuff. I have quite a few apps, and I really don't use anything past the first page except for on rare occasion. On the first page, I have ViscoCam, which is my main photo editor. If you want to check out my Tumblr page, I have a Tumblr page dedicated to iPhone photography. It's called myiPhonePhotoProject.tumblr.com. So you can go check that out and see some of the pictures that I've uploaded using just the iPhone and just apps that are provided through the App Store. So that's what I use as my main photo editor. I used to use Snapseed, and I don't use it quite as much because I just like ViscoCam better, but it's still there because I do use it sometimes. Then I have Big Lens, which lets you actually create a deeper aperture. It blurs the background. It makes it look like you have a bigger aperture lens than you actually do. It's pretty cool. Then I have InstaSize, which lets you resize images for Instagram. PicStitch, which kind of does the same thing. Flickr, 500 pixels. Adobe Color, which is a great app. This is really cool if you're a designer and you really... it's actually cool if you're anyone, but say you see a scene that you like the colors, but you don't really know what the colors are, or you just want to save it for later. This actually uses the camera and then designates the colors in that scene into a palette. So you can see that it's changing as I move my phone around, and it's giving me the colors that it sees in the scene. So it's just a really cool app. I've never really used it for anything official, but it's just really cool to play around with and see how different areas look when applied with a color palette. It's really nice. Then I have Iphoto, which I never really use, and then on these other pages I have apps that again I don't really use, and you can go ahead and just take a look at those and read them off to yourself. There's too many that I just don't really want to spend time on right now. So that is my photo video folder. Then I have the App Store, iTunes Store, Settings, Reminders, and Notes. I use Reminders and Notes all the time, really helps me with school. Then I have a fitness folder, and in here I have a whole bunch of apps for fitness. So I have FitStar, Couch to 5K, which is a great app for running, or I've heard it's a great app. I'm actually about to start using it this next Monday. MyFitnessPal, which is great for tracking your diet. Moves, which is an awesome app. It actually works really well with the iPhone 5S and the M7 coprocessor. It tracks everything you do and it knows what you're doing based on that M7 coprocessor, and it tracks you really well. So it knows if you're walking, if you're running, if you're riding a bike, if you're driving a car. It does that all automatically and you don't have to worry about it. You can just check it at the end of the day. It's pretty cool. Then I have Map My Ride, which is specifically for riding your bike, so you can detect where you went and how many calories you burned, how many you can check your trail and everything like that. It's really cool. Then I have Heart Rate Monitor, which uses the flash of the camera, and you just basically hold your finger over the flash and it detects your heart rate. It really works and it's pretty cool. Then I have Day One, which is a journal app, and I haven't really used it so much, but I did use it for a few weeks a little while ago when I first downloaded it, and it's nice that I can go back and see what I was thinking when I wrote in there. Then I have Utilities, which is just apps that I use on a regular basis, but not really all the time. I have the Remote app for the Apple TV, a banking app for my bank, Deliveries, which is the best deliveries app I've ever found on any platform. You can input your tracking number and really it works really well. It's a cross-platform, so you can use it on the Mac, you can use it here, you can use it on the iPad. It really works well. Then I have Cadenza. I'm a musician, if you guys didn't know, and this is a tuner and a metronome built into one with a really great iOS 7 design. It really works well, and I love the way it looks. Then after that, I have Shazam, which if you don't know what Shazam is, I guess you've never really downloaded apps before, but you should know what that is. Then I have Red Laser for scanning barcodes. I have 1Password for all the stuff that I need to keep private but want to have with me. Then I have PayPal. I have Clear, which I use for all my YouTube videos. So when I have an idea, I put it into Clear and it syncs up with my Mac. So I really have those ideas with me all the time. Then I have Nest for controlling the Nest thermostat, the calculator, Google Wallet, speedtest.net, Hire One Banking, which is for my school. Then I have the Full Screen app. I am a full screen partner, so that's what I have that for. JotNot Pro, which is a great app for scanning documents using your phone's camera. Really works well, and I use that occasionally. Then I have Sketch, which is an Evernote app, and basically you can draw on pictures and you can upload them. It's pretty cool. Next up, I have my news folder, and in here I have Zeit, which is a great app for aggregating different news sources, and I really use it just for graphic design to find new graphic design things, and it really helps out with that. Then I have Circa, which is a great news app for getting news on the go. It doesn't bombard you with just super long stories. It just gives you what you need to know. So for instance, Facebook just bought WhatsApp. You can see that this is the entire story. It just gives you little snippets of what you really need to know. And it updates. So you can say the headline just happened. You can go ahead and subscribe to it. And when it gets updated, you'll get a push notification. You can go right into it and read the update. It's pretty cool. Next up, I have Alien Blue, which is the best Reddit client out there by far. I really wish that Reddit, the website itself, would be more like Alien Blue. It's really that good. It's a great app, and if you use Reddit, definitely download it. Then I have Pocket, and really all I use Pocket for is for Zeit. So when I find something in Zeit that I want to save, like I said, I use it for graphic design. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to save. I just save it to Pocket from Zeit, and I can look at it later. Then I have Facebook Paper, which I downloaded. It's really nice and I like the way it looked and worked, but I just never really used it, so I just didn't want to delete it, so there it is. Next up, I have my Everyday folder, which has stuff that I use quite often. In here I have Evernote, Dropbox, which is really a lifesaver. I use it every single day. It's really good for when you're in school. Then I have Blackboard, which is for my school. My teachers upload different things and you download them there. That's how you stay on top of what's happening in class. Then I have Sling Player for the Sling box so I can watch TV everywhere. I have the Amazon app, Fandango, eBay, Yelp, Netflix, and that is it. Then I have my social folder, which I'm really in here all the time. I have Tweetbot, which is my favorite Twitter client. It really works well. I have Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Google+, Vine, Hangouts, Pages for Facebook, because I have a few pages on Facebook. Then I have Tumblr, and you can check out my Tumblr. I mentioned it earlier in the video, and that'll be in the description below as well. And then I have LinkedIn, because I get a lot of requests through LinkedIn. I don't really use it, but it's nice to have the app just because it's easier to accept people through the app than going onto the internet. Then in my dock, I have Messages, of course. I have the Stock Mail app. That's the one I prefer to use. I have Safari. I've used Chrome in the past, but really I just like Safari, especially because I use Safari on the Mac now. It really just syncs over a lot better, and I like the way it works on iOS 7. Then I have my music folder, and in here I have Google Play Music, which is what I'm using currently as my main music service. I have Pocket Cast, which is for podcasts. I listen to podcasts every single day. In fact, I rarely even listen to music. Mainly I'm listening to podcasts. I love podcasts, and that Pocket Cast is really the best app for it. Then I have the Stock Music app, which I use occasionally. Then I have Pandora, iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, SoundCloud, Audible, and Spotify. And then on my next page, I have iApps. And these are just the stock apps, of course, and a few of the downloadable Apple apps. Find My Friends, Pages, the Apple Store app, Passbook, and you can see the rest there. I won't go through those. You can clearly see what those are. Then I have a Cydia folder, and that's mainly just for all the stuff that has icons. I don't really use these. They're just there because I can't get rid of them. And that is about it. So that is what is on my iPhone. I hope you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you guys found something new. If you have any questions or if you want me to try out an app, make sure you guys leave that in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you want to see when my new videos are uploaded, hit subscribe. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on my next one. See ya!